lab actually coming in first. And so the black lab was female and is in spirit now, correct?
Yes.
Did she experience like something with, I think it's like her front paw or like her front, was there something with like her joints or her paw or something? Did she have like, she's showing me walking towards me, and it wouldn't be now, it would be when she was here. But she's showing me like really stiff walking.
But she did have some form of arthritis, so her gait was
Okay.
off quite a bit.
And she's showing me taking her nose, and so if you're standing there in front of her, you in specific taking her nose and like pushing your hand as though wanting you to pet.
Yes.
And it's you in particular. I don't know if she only did that to you, but she's making me feel like the wet of her nose, like pet me, like walking up to you. For
That was
pets.
absolutely her. Yeah.
And I want to call you Mama Tessa or Mama Tess or something. So you were dog, were you like dog mom or something? Was this your
kind of. So she was my dad's dog.
Okay.
And she was 100% my dad's dog. So, but she also lived in our home.
Okay.
So she was taken care of by me a lot.
Okay.
And my dad. Yeah.
Okay. So she viewed you as like Mama Tess or Mama Tessa is what keeps referring. She's also showing me some kind of like bandana looking thing. That's how she's showing it to me. So I want to see things exact if I've never seen it in my personal time here, but it looks like a bandana a human would wear.
Yeah, so she before she passed away, she had a bath and they put a bandana around her, and I still have that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's her way of validating. She's showing me, did she not have a mom figure? Like,
no, she didn't.
Okay, because, well, besides you, I mean, because she's showing me my frame of reference. I know you follow me on Instagram, and I don't know if you've seen me talk about my frame of reference, but they'll show me things from my life. She's showing me a heart that one of my kids made for me one Mother's Day like years ago, and it says, "I love you, mommy." She's showing me that, but she wants me to give it to you, like, and she's making me feel like you're her mom. So that's why I asked, does she not have another mother figure? Like, are you it? Okay.
Yeah.
Like she really cared about you. And did she not live in your home for a very long, like, was the time condensed then with you?
Yes.
Okay, like less than 2 years.
I would say, about 2.5. That's right.
Okay, about 2 years. Okay.
She moved in with me permanently when we bought our house. So that makes sense.
Because she's going like, she's making me want to go like this, and I want to say like 2 years, or like, so I was interpreting it as less than 2 years, but she's saying like about 2 years,
Very close. Yes.
So you hold that mom spot, even though it was that's the sort of impact that not only you had on her, but you had on each other. She's making me feel like her heart just really kind of wasn't doing well. I don't know if you knew anything about that, but did she have like a murmur or anything happening? Did you know about
I didn't know. She had been to the vet, and they didn't say anything about her heart.
Okay, let me just see what else she wants to give me here, because she's making me feel like my heart is working really, really hard. My heart's not doing well.
Was that pertaining to her passing?
Maybe. I mean, she's just giving me that as a feeling. She also keeps wanting to take me outside. She spent a lot of time outside. Is that like her relaxing spot?
She did.
Okay.
She loved to be outside. She was a hunting dog,
Okay.
so
Because
she lived for outdoors.
she's keeps taking me outside, and she's showing me a hammock, like to represent relaxing. I mean, obviously she obviously she didn't spend time in a hammock. It's, you know, metaphoric, but it's like that's where I went to spend. That's where I was relaxed. That was my place, outside.
So that was her place that she loved to go and be outside. She
Okay,
would
so like
go
her
and
hammock.
sunbathe. Yeah. So she loved to go out and sunbathe and just be out there for a long time.
Did she actually know one of the Chihuahuas that was in the picture?
Mhm.
Was one in particular? Is there one in particular that she? How do I word this? She's showing me an image of outside relaxing, and this Chihuahua like running at me, almost like trying to annoy me, but it's like I like it. Like I feel like I'm trying to act like it annoys me, but it really doesn't. Like
Okay.
there's the one Chihuahua in particular, one of the three I have this
Okay.
bond with.
I have a feeling that you're talking about Bambi. Um, she was the alpha female when they were together living in the same place. So that resident, they were there, and anytime that she would go outside, she'd run up to her and kind of bark at her face.
Okay. And it's kind of like I don't even like really move when the dog runs up to me. It's like
She wasn't affected.
Yeah, and I'm I kind of hold my head, like I'm kind of annoyed, but I actually kind of like the attention because me and this dog actually kind of get along. But I think that's her way of bringing in Bambi as well. And I know you said also, oh, before I forget to say it, one of them is giving me a September reference, but I feel like they're talking about somebody living. Is there a September connection to either of them, or is there a September connection in your family? Somebody's like, they're showing me celebration references.
So my sister's birthday is in September, and Emma also lived with my sister too. And it was also the first day of, I don't know if it was hunting season or dove season, but September was a big month for her.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I feel like, well, I think it's all of that, because I feels like she was talking about a living person. So representing your sister's birthday is in September. Okay. She lived with her for a while. Okay, but also the hunting stuff makes sense too. So probably that as well. I felt like she's talking about your sister though. She's also getting a reference to 3. Is there a reference to 3? Do you have 3 similar? Is there 3 of you?
Yes.
Your sister and another? Okay.
And my brother.
Okay. That's just her way of validating that we're talking about your sister with her talking about her birthday. So sending her love to all of you, but your sister especially. Did your brother go hunting with her too or something?
There were times where he would go hunting with her and my dad. Yeah.
Okay. So sending her love to all 3 of you, because I want to talk about all of the siblings. And so with Bambi, she's actually putting like so if her paw was an arm, like hanging it over her, like almost protectively. I know you said there was like a matriarch pecking order thing happening there. Mm-hmm. But I think that she held that I held the upper hand or something, because I have my arm over her protectively. Bambi is presenting to me with very like nervous, almost a little bit of like anxiety, but it's not anxiety like I'm actually concerned. It's anxiety of like I need to keep everything together sort of anxiety. Almost like a little bit of if a dog were a person who was kind of a control freak sort of reference.
She was a total control freak.
Okay.
She was.
That's the kind of anxiety she's showing me. Like I have to keep my energy around everything around here, sort of thing. Like, and that gives me anxiety, because I'm always having to be on with that. And she's showing me some kind of blanket. I don't know if it's like over a chair or over the back of a couch or something. It's like, it looks homemade almost. And it might not be that it was literally kept on the back of a chair, the back of a couch. That's just how she's showing it to me. I think it's greens. Does she have a blanket that was like greens or that somebody like made for her or something?
I did make a blanket for all of them in their kennel. And I have a picture of her when I had just made it and gave it to her because it was nice and soft. But yeah, I don't have that blanket anymore, but
yeah. Was it green or is that just how she's showing it to me?
Yeah, it was similar green, blue hues. It was just a piece of fabric that I had came across and I thought it was cool.
She's saying you understood me when other people didn't. Like other people got kind of annoyed with her sometimes.
Totally.
She was kind of the Chihuahuas, like the more harder one to deal with, I guess, or the more hyper one, or like other people got annoyed with me, but you understood me. She's saying you understood me, Mom. You understood me. She is showing me like trying to walk uphill really, really steep. So I think this is whatever caused her passing was something that could not have been beat. Do you understand?
Her lifespan. So that would make sense because there wasn't
and also
anything.
Hearing, was she 17?
So I think she was 18, but that could be true because I really don't know how old she was when I got her. But I had her for 18 years.
You had her for 18 years.
17, 18, yeah.
Okay, because she was giving me the number 17. So do you have her for 17 years and maybe she was 1 when you got her?
It could be. It could be.
Because she's showing me a line like this and her trying to walk up it and it's like impossible. And I was hearing the words, something nobody could beat. So obviously age is age. Okay. She's also going to her ears. Was she having trouble hearing?
Towards the end of her life, I believe she did have some hearing loss.
Okay. Because she's going to her ears and she's making me feel kind of like I am swimming underwater in a swimming pool. So you can hear a little.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
because I thought what she had was like a doggy dementia type of thing, and I would call out for her and she really wouldn't hear me. So I would have to go and pick her up to get her attention and to kind of bring her back to me.
Actually looking up at Emma because they're sitting down here now, looking up and then like kind of nuzzling against her neck.
Emma loved to be petted.
They had little moments like that sometimes, even if I don't know how often you saw that, but they had little moments like that sometimes because
They were in and
she's
out of
doing
each
that to
other's
her.
life for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a bond and emotion there. And it's super interesting because Bambi, she's showing me going into your arms now. And for as anxious and hyper is not really the right word. I more want to say like anxious for her, how she acted.
She shook a
She
lot.
actually, she actually calmed you when you would, there's a feeling of going into your arms and you holding her and her having a calming effect on you. Because she's like, I know I did that. She's giving me this feeling of like her heart beating and your heart beating and like the being able to, you guys feeling each other's.
Yeah.
And her sharing, which is counterintuitive to what was going on in her dog body at the time, like her dog anxiety and her dog, you know, this stuff. But sharing some of her energy with you when you would hold her and just calming you. She's talking about coming into your life. Did you experience some chaos in your childhood or something? Or would, because she's saying coming, and I don't know when she came into your life, but coming into your life during a chaotic time or something about you experiencing some chaos.
She did. She saved my life.
And it's very interesting to me because given all of like kind of the behavior in her own sort of anxiety, you wouldn't expect that, right? You would almost expect a totally different breed of dog to have come into your life, but it's almost like her soul and who she really is knew, right? Knew you and knew your soul. She's also shown me twice now, and I didn't quite know how to decipher it, and I still don't. But she showed me like a heart with a keyhole in it, and then a key. Did you find her, or?
Somebody did, and then she was introduced to me by another family. So
Okay.
when I saw her, I fell in love with her.
Okay. Was it sort of like somebody abandoned her or something?
That's what the story is, that somebody left her in a parking lot and she was found by somebody else.
Okay. Because she's giving me the reference because I'm like, what is this like heart with a keyhole and a key? Because she's showing it to me twice now. And she's saying, because somebody like tossed me and then threw away the key sort of thing. But she was the key and you had the heart. Is
I know. I think I know what you're referencing. And so I chose to put her down like a week before our closing date.
Okay. Let me feel into that. Because it didn't feel like that to me at all. What it feels like to me is she's the key and you're the heart. That's what the feeling she was giving to me. And she was giving me the feeling of like when she was a puppy and was abandoned, that when she was found, like somebody tossed her out and threw away the key. She was giving me that reference. And when somebody found her key found your heart. That's the feeling she was giving me with it. I don't think she was talking about the closing thing.
It was an ex-boyfriend's aunt, and her son that had found her in the parking lot in another
Okay.
city. And then
Okay.
they didn't want to keep her. They were
Okay.
trying to find a home for her. So when I was
Okay.
introduced to her, I immediately fell in love with her.
Okay. That's because she showed it to me twice and gave me that feeling. I think that's what she means. That's really how I interpret it. I don't think she's talking about her passing. Let me just ask her for another piece of clarification. She also had a place at that point too, where she was having some bladder control issues. If she got confused or like scared with pee and stuff.
In the beginning, when I first had her, if she got scared, she would kind of like pee herself a little bit, but she didn't do that. She didn't do that very often. She kind of grew out of that over time.
Okay, because I'm asking her for clarification, and she's showing me like not being able to control my pee. So she was like that in the very, very beginning and at the end.
No,
is that correct?
not at the end.
Okay, so that's clarification that the key and the heart is about the beginning.
Okay.
Not the end. That's interesting that she chose that too, because the majority of elderly dogs do randomly pee. So she chose that particular piece of evidence because that does not fit her. That fits the opposite.
She was very skittish and scared in the beginning. She didn't like men. She didn't like men with hats.
She chose that particular piece of evidence on purpose because she's most definitely talking about the beginning then with that key. So don't worry about that. I don't know why I'm saying a birthday cake with like 3 layers. Does that mean anything to you? A birthday cake?
I bake cakes.
Like for a living or
on the side, yeah.
Because she's showing me a birthday cake that specifically has 3 layers.
I have a photo of my dad with a birthday cake that has 3 layers. That we look at a lot.
Your dad, is he here or is he over there?
He passed on.
Oh, okay. Would they be celebrating his birthday anytime soon?
No, it was past, but they would be celebrating his death date.
Okay, because she's showing me, Bambi is showing me this 3-tiered cake, which specifically I need to talk about it being 3 tiers. I don't know why. And she's showing me putting a party hat on herself, like we're celebrating over here. This reference. So you have a picture of your dad with that cake. So she would be saying like he's over there with them. Was he not walking the greatest or something?
No, he wasn't.
Okay, because I am reaching out for him and he is walking up behind Emma and he's like putting his hand on the top of her butt or like the top of her, like that area of her, but he's showing me like I have not really like limping, but like my walking isn't right.
He was slower and his gait was off. Yeah.
Did he actually use like, I know you already said she's a hunting dog, but he used commands with her too? Like, because he's making me feel that like I don't know any particular commands, but he's making me feel like she listened to me.
All the time. Yeah. She would not listen to anybody.
Yeah.
She listened to him. She was
Yeah.
very stubborn. Yeah.
Yeah. It was the relationship and the energy from her and to you. And it's different.
Mhm.
He wasn't a smoker, was he?
No, but he had breathing problems
Okay. It's making me
and
feel
on
bad.
oxygen.
Okay. Yeah, he's making me feel labored, which is why I asked that. And there's something about like scans or something. He's not making me feel cancer, though. He's not making me feel cancer, but he's making me feel like getting scans done. Does that make sense to you?
For him or for
Yeah,
her?
for your dad.
No. I mean, partially. My dad and Emma passed together
Oh, okay.
at the same time in a vehicular accident.
Okay. So that's and he passed in the accident, not he didn't survive. Okay.
But
When he was having the breathing stuff, though, had they done like scans of him?
they did do scans at the hospital, but his heart arrhythmia was off. So technically he was pronounced at the hospital, but he was in and out in transport.
Okay. That's what he's making me feel like I don't,
They
because normally when, that's why I was confused. Because normally when they make me feel like scans, they would make me feel like, oh, they found masses or I have cancer. He wasn't giving me any of that. I was not getting any masses or anything like that. He was just making me feel like scans up and down. So when they took him to the hospital, they were scanning him and stuff.
they did.
Yeah, that's he was making me feel that, but not giving me the feeling at all for cancer or stopping the scans to show me anything.
Mhm.
Which is why I was confused. But that's his way of saying that he was already in spirit when they were doing that.
I think so.
Yeah.
Or close to.
And evidently then he knows that they did it, right? Because that's why I was confused. I think that's also why he was hanging on to her collar. I think he was trying to show me together. And I wasn't catching on to it. That's why he had, because he was standing, he is standing here and he hooked his finger in her collar, standing here. That's what I said he was doing. I think that's why he did that.
Like they're together.
Yeah.
He could have grabbed onto her collar in the accident because she was in the front seat.
He's sitting down and hugging her. Like they're both coming in next to you and sitting down next to you, and he's hugging her. Emma had a lot of pride for him. It's her relationship with both of you very different. Like a lot of love for both, but like very different
Very
type of
different.
thing. Yeah.
She didn't listen to me at all. She loves me.
She loved you and had a lot of affection for you, but she has a lot of like respect and pride for him because she looks
Obedience.
up at him and just has like this beaming in her eyes is what she shows me.
Chico had passed away. He's my most recent. And I didn't know if there was something that I did wrong.
Okay, is he one of the other Chihuahuas?
Yeah.
Like your Velcro dog?
He was attached to me after Bambi passed away.
Okay, because as I was connecting to him, he was showing me like on your back. like he's on your back, like trying to show me like a Velcro dog reference. Like, that's his way of showing me that he was very attached to you, or kind of like your shadow.
He was.
He looked up to you. He did. I don't know if you ever felt that, but he looked up to you similarly how Emma looked up to your dad. Similar, not exactly the same, but very similar. And he had kind of protector tendencies too. Did you ever sense that in him, or see that in him?
I
Okay.
did. I saw it more after Bambi passed away.
Because he's giving me like Superman cape references for himself. Like that was kind of.
That's so cute, because that's kind of how I saw him too.
Yeah. So let me just ask him. I mean, they never, humans loved one or animal loved one, they never look at us like you could have done better or you could have done differently. Even if we think we could have, they never look at us like that. Was he in pain in his tummy area or something, or having like intestinal distress or something?
He did have stomach issues, more towards like his digestive issues.
Yeah. Okay, because he's rolling over on his back for me and taking me to like the part of the tummy that has no fur. He's making me feel like digestion or something issues, or digestion pain or something like that, or like bloated or something along those lines. You had something to look into. He's giving me my symbol for that.
For his pain.
Are you upset that you didn't get a second opinion?
No, I was upset at the time because we didn't have any answers.
Okay. Because he's showing me my symbol for having a health issue looked into, which is a magnifying glass, is my symbol for humans. It's also my symbol for animals. He's showing me that symbol, and his personality was changing as a result of this too, because he was getting frustrated.
I noticed a demeanor change.
Yeah, almost like I'm getting angry, not at you, but I'm getting frustrated from, I don't know, from pain or from whatever's happening in me. I'm getting temperamental or something is what he's making me feel. Does that make sense?
Yeah, he didn't want to come near me.
Okay.
And I didn't understand why, but he was having, like, he just wanted to be by himself.
Okay. Because she's giving me, so with humans, when they say somebody goes to the doctor for what we think is something minor, it ends up being something serious. So we have minor symptoms and I go to the doctor and I find out I have terminal cancer and I pass. They'll give me the symbol of, they'll show me this magnifying glass and they'll go up on their foot as though, oh, I'm going to the doctor for foot pain. And then I find out I have terminal cancer and I pass. He's showing me the same magnifying glass and he's zooming in on his foot too. As though we go to the doctor because something's bothering me and it could be something minor, but then like there's something there of like, we don't know, there's something there of like, it could be minor, it could not be, or something.
That's what I've been questioning, because I noticed the change in him in the few days. And then I said to myself, I'm going to take him to the vet if he's still acting this way. And I never got the opportunity.
Okay, because so he's giving me the exact same symbol that I get for humans, when it's like I go to the doctor thinking something's minor and it ends up being something serious. So I go to the
Okay.
doctor thinking, oh, I'm just gonna get some medicine and feel all better. And I go to the doctor and find out I'm dying.
So it
He's
was
giving,
something bad. Like,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. He's giving me that exact same symbolism. He's zooming in on his little dog foot instead of his human foot.
So
So I
my
wasn't,
perspective is if I would have taken them, it would have been something bad.
mhm. Yeah, you would have gone in
Okay.
thinking maybe it's something not so big of a deal, and it would have been something bad
Okay.
or something life threatening or life terminal.
Okay.
Is what he's showing me. And he's very much your protector from spirit. I mean, they all are, but he is. I'm gonna close off now, but he's showing me like on your shoulder with his arms like hanging over your shoulders, kind of like watching over you. He's very much your protector from spirit.
I have Bambi and his son.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, he's saying, I'm here, mom. I'm here, mom. Watching over you. So definitely talk to all of them, but talk to him in particular. He's like right in your ear, I feel like. So
I do. He loved me very much.
yeah, yeah. So I will disconnect from them with that and thank them so much for working with me. And your dad as well. So thank you so much for working with me as well.